Hey, welcome to this video and welcome to the War. So this one is Orcs. Let's have a look at the magazine first. We'll have a look at the contents of the box in a sec. So premium edition Orcs. This is just going to be the same format as the other three. You're going to get some background fluff on the Orky boys, Unending Green Tide. Then we're going into the data information unit sheets, basically. I love this Big Mek. I really do love the Big Mek and the shock attack gun. I just think it's a really cool thing. So the shock attack gun. This weapon projects a warp tunnel through which a living creature can be launched. Snotlings are fed into the workings of the gun and hurled through the warp towards their target. This experience drives them into a terrified frenzy. Upon emerging from the portal, they rip and tear at anything in front of them. When I first read the description was that the Snotlings would quite often materialise inside the armour of a Space Marine. So you can imagine having something like that crawling around, scratching, biting, trying to get out. How much of a problem that's going to be. But yeah, and it's the plastic model as well. So there used to be a metal model, then they made a plastic one. I can't remember what year they did that, but brilliant. Then we've got some Orc boys. Now I have some Orc boys. I think I've got 20. Yeah, I'm fairly certain I've got 20, but they were the push fit ones that came with Assault on Blackreach. So my current Orc collection just has the War Boss, the 3 Death Copters, the 5 Knobs and the 20 boys. But now with this I've got a shock attack gun, I've got 10 more boys, and you get a Runt Herd and Gretchen. So yeah, that's cool. I'm liking that. But these are your battle records for them. And then we're into how to build. So they're all fairly simple. We're going to build the boss knob first. You can give me his power claw or a power axe, whatever sort of things you want really. Then you're going to build the boys. One boy can be built with either a big shooter or a rocket launcher. Now I've got big shooters on the other one, so I might, for shits and giggles, go with a rocket launcher. Just because, you know, I've got big shooters on the others. And then obviously you add in your sluggers and choppers. So many extra bits. That's cool, like it. Right, so then we get our Runt Herd. Now our Runt Herd has an option for either a whip or a squig on a leash, basically. And I might go with the squig because I just think that's going to be rule of cool. That's going to look a lot better. It's a bit disappointing that he's only on a 32mm base, but if the Gretchen are on 25mm bases, I can understand that. So there's your Gretchen. There's not a lot of poses with these, or not a lot of choice when making your poses, because they're all sort of like mostly monopose. You can change a lot of the heads around, but they're only going to go together one way. And then we've got the shock, the Big Mek with shock attack gun. Look at that, that's cool. That is so cool. Brilliant. And he's on a 40mm base. So this will give me a fair amount of Orcs to potentially play a combat patrol game, maybe. So how to paint. Now you do get 3 paints in this to paint the Orcs. So it looks like you're going with Warboss Green, Miltan green wash, and then Skarsnik green layer by the look of it. On most of these, they're all going to be pretty much painted the same as well. It's only when you come to their weaponry and equipment that it's all going to be different. So yeah, these are pretty much the lengths that we're going to go to, and it's not a bad painting guide either. Here's your gallery. So the Big Mek looks good, and obviously then the boys and the Gretchen and Runt Herd. These are actually quite old models, so it'd be nice to see if they get an update at some point. Then we have our data sheets. So Big Mek, he's got a 5-inch move. Weapon skill is 3+, ballistic skill 4+, strength 5, toughness 5, 5 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 7 as 4 save. And the boys are the boss knob. Well, let's go with the boys. So the boys have a 5-inch move, 3+ weapon skill, 5+ ballistic skill, strength 4, toughness 5, 1 wound, 2 attacks, leadership 6 and a 6+ save, whereas the boss knob has a strength 5, toughness 5, 2 wounds, 3 attacks and a leadership 7. And then your Runt Herd has a 5-inch move. Weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 5+, strength 4, toughness 5, 4 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 7. And then your Gretchen are 5-inch move, 5+ weapon skill, 4+ ballistic skill, strength 2, so really weedy, toughness 3, 1 wound, 1 attack and a leadership of 4 and a 7+ save. So you're only potentially going to get something decent if you're in cover. Right. Orcs, War, comes to the Ramses system. The Necron invasion of the Ramses system has drawn in another faction beyond the Imperium. A band of Orcs under the command of a particularly cunning Big Mek have descended upon the world of the Jala, seeking to harvest Necron technology for the Master to use. And their mission is grab the loot. Mission briefing: the Big Mek and his boys must seize the power unit and escape with it. The Necrons cannot allow their arcane technology to fall into the hands of the Greenskins. So mission forces, you've got 1 Big Mek, 10 boys plus 1 boss knob, 1 Runt Herd and 10 Gretchen. Necrons, you've got your Royal Warden, your 5 flayed ones, Canoptic Scarab Swarms, 3 Canoptic Scarab Swarms and 3 more Canoptic Scarab Swarms. Power unit is represented by an objective marker that starts the mission in the centre of the battlefield. The power unit can be carried if the unit successfully completes the carry power unit action, see below. If this model is destroyed, place the power unit objective marker as close as possible to the spot where the destroyed model was. Carry power unit action. 1 infantry model from your army can start to perform this action at the end of their movement phase, if it is within 1 inch of the power unit. The action is completed at the end of your turn so long as the unit performing it is still within 1 inch of that objective marker and there are no enemy units in engagement range of it. If this action is successfully completed, remove the objective marker from the battlefield and select 1 model in the unit. It is carrying the power unit. There you go. So you're either going to secure the power unit for the progressive objective of the game, or it's going to be recovered, which will be at the end of the game. So a little bit of Orky fun. Right, let's bring you down. Let's have a look at the plastic. So this is my final premium gift. Should we do this in order of age? Let's start with the Runt Herd and Gretchen, because that doesn't have a date on it. I'm looking at this, I can't see a date. So anyhow, you get your Runt Herd here. Here's his whip, and then his other arm here with the squig. I'm going to have him with the squig, but he gets his little electro goad stave thing there. And as I said, a lot of the Gretchen miniatures are, they're all single pose. They're all very much the same. You can put different heads on them, like this dual pistol wielding one here, pistol and a knife. These guys here that are shooting, they have been modelled and their heads are already attached. Some chappy here holding, I'm assuming it's in a high port position there. So yeah, there's plenty going on. As I say, it's just a bit disappointing that they are, it's very basic. I mean, like I said, it's an old kit, and you can tell it's an old kit by the way it's spaced out on the frame like this. Newer kits, you'll find that the frames are absolutely jam-packed, because they use obviously the computer-aided design to be able to get the best fit and flow for the injection moulding process. Cool, it looks like you've got two types of goad as well. So this one's more of a grabby one, and this one looks like it's going to be more of a shock. So again, that gives you an option. So you got some options with the Runt Herd on this one. So the next oldest kit is this, which is 2007, and these are the Orc boys. So essentially you get, although it's all one sprue, it's like this is the mould, so it would be like this. Essentially this is just a repeat of this side. Okay, so let's pop that away. Let's break this down. So you get 10 of these chaps. They're all going to go onto 32mm bases. Now you get 10. Oh, and you get an 11th, which is going to be your boss knob. So you've got all your choppers, knives, axes, chain blades, and then your shooters. So I think you can either go with, I think these are known as shooters and these are sluggers. I can't remember which way round it is. And then obviously plenty of heads as well. So we've got 5 heads here, 5 legs, 5 torsos, lots of opposite arms, bits of armour that you can add on. Yeah, I mean, it's a basic kit, 2007. I mean, they've packed a fair bit in this. It's not massively old, but it's again showing its age. Now, here we have the middle of this set, and we've got our rocket launcher there. This is the power claw for the boss knob. We've also got like a limpet mine here, a telemine sort of thing. We've got a little pile of spent casings that you can glue to one of the bases. We've got some more, we've got a bit of variety here of stick grenade. We've got a mine, shooter, multi-melter shooter by the look of it. Melter shooter, I don't know, what would you call it? And we got the backpacks for things like the rocket launcher here or the big shooter. We've got a backpack full of stick bombs. And then we've got some heads here for the boss knob as well. So I'll probably go with this one for the helmeted head. And then I think we've got some separate heads here for some of the other orcs, and we've got potentially a human head here, which is probably a trophy tied to somebody's waist maybe. And then obviously some shoulder pad armour for the boss knob. So that's really cool. I've not seen the Orc Boys sprues previously. The only boys that I've had previously were on the Blackreach set, so there wasn't a lot of customization. So right, so 40mm base for this guy. He's actually got quite a wide stance on that. I'm wondering if a 50mm base would be better. But yeah, look at this. This is a 2013 sculpt. Look at this. Look at this. It's brilliant. It's so cool. I just love the fact that it, you know, sucks the little snotlings up and teleports them essentially across the battlefield. And there's a little Gretchen, hapless little Gretchen snotling here, being sucked up into the hose pipe, the Hoover pipe for the machine. So that's the front of his chest. Obviously his neck, because they got funny sort of like hunched in shoulders and neck. The neck doesn't sort of like go up, it goes forward. And then this is the, I'm assuming this spins. The way this has been modelled, it looks like it spins as it creates the warp tear to transport the snotling over where it needs to go. I'll have to think about the I'm going to have to think about the sub-assemblies for this. Couldn't think of the name then. And see how that goes. But yeah, we'll build these. We'll get the build video and we'll build this, and we'll build a couple of boys, the Orc boss knob and the runt herd, and a couple of Gretchen. Come back in a sec. Shock attack gun. Oh, let's turn and or off. Right, so I'm swapping this guy to a 50mm base instead of a 40mm, and kind of hoping I get it positioned right. So first of all, we are gluing the front of the torso on. So one, first part, then you can glue the face on, and his tongue forms part of the neck. So that's going on like so. If you want to give it a little bit extra, just at the join, then do so, just to make sure it's on. Now, I'm tempted to, in fact I'm not tempted, I'm going to put this arm on. Now it should only go on one way because it's keyed on the shoulder, but also there's a cable that comes round from the back, and that has to go into part of his armour that he's got on. So that's our knob, or our mech rather. So the shock attack gun assembly is this. This is the main part. There are some bits that need to go on, so let's get them in position. Right. And then there's an exhaust pipe here. So that's that. Now this glues in to a keyed position here, and obviously gets held in place. I'm not going to glue it in. This is my first sub-assembly. I'm just going to glue the contraption on the front. Like so. So this is another sub-assembly. Now I haven't yet quite decided how I'm going to do the barrel, but this Gretchen is being sucked up into the hoover pipe, and you've got his other leg which goes on here like so, like that. Oops, come on, stick. And then part of the mouthpiece assembly for the hoover pipe goes over like so. Gretchen's head, I think I'll glue that, put some glue in the indentation on the back of his face here, and then that goes on like so. And then this, now I can't see any keying, but let's get the mech on here. That is supposed to glue on like thus. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this. I'm going to glue this to the hand of the Big Mek. Like so, because that's where it's going to live. And then this will give me better positioning on, because I've given it a 50mm base, so that will give me slightly better positioning like so, I think. And then I shall keep, bear with me, let's glue this beastie down. So, just Just get in here now and do the feet. Okay, so that's the positioning I'm going to take up on the mech. And if we pop this in the arm like it's supposed to go, and then I can, oops, hopefully holding that in position. Just double check. Oh yeah, so if I just whap a bit of plastic weld on there and then marry that up, when I come to glue, super glue this into position, it's all going to match up. So bingo. Right, so 2 sub-assemblies for this one, the shock attack gun and the mech. Come back and we'll build the runt herd and a couple of Gretchen. Going to make the orc knob for the boys, and I'm also going to make the rocket boy for my boys mob, because I think I said previously that the orcs that I have came from Black Reach, and so I think they both have either shooters, or one's got a shooter and one's got a flamer. I can't remember, but I haven't got a rocket. I haven't got a rocket guy in amongst my troops, which is what I want. So we are going to start with the orc knob, and I'm going to give him the power claw, and he's got the shooter. So the first thing I'm going to do is chuck on the sight, which just goes on top. So that is going on just there. Although I find it a bit odd that, you know, they're going to use a sight on their weapon, because I thought they just sprayed and prayed. So the claw, and like a lot of GW's older kits, these parts don't have numbers. So popping on the legs to the base. Oops, come on. Stick. That's better. And then the torso. So there is a separate torso for the knob in this kit. Now I'm going to put, I suppose we put the claw on in the traditional position, angled upwards like so. Just angle it down slightly and then pop the blaster or the shooter, the slugger, whatever it is, slugger I think, into position like that. Got to admit, I'm not entirely happy with, let's put that, angle that down slightly. Like so. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to put a armour plate on his back because I don't want a banner pole. And then I'm going to just pop some ammo pouches on his leg here. Like so. And I'm going to call that done for my knob. I've then got a rocket boy here. So, chosen a pair of legs. Get them stuck to the base. And then put the backpack on. So each of these have a separate torso backpack. So backpack is on, and then glue this arm on, hopefully get a kind of reasonable position. Right, and then he has a separate arm. Oops, come on. Glue in the socket, just a little bit more glue around his armpit. Okay, so there you go. And I shall the cabling actually hangs down quite low, so just be aware that it is going to drag on the floor. And then I've chosen a head which has a bionic eye, and I kind of chose this one to go because I think that would be kind of like part of the aiming system. So there you go. Orc knob, orc boy, rocket boy. Right, we'll move on to the runt herd, shall we? Let's build a runt herd. So I have decided that I'm going to use the squig for my runt herd. Because I quite like the look of the squig. So there you go, one squig. Pop this guy's face on. So, right, there we go. Now I'm putting this guy on a 40mm base just because of the squig. So I know it's obviously, he's supposed to be on a 32mm base, but you know, I'm not going to be gaming with him competitively, so it's only going to be friendly games between me and my friends. And in all honesty, I quite like the aesthetic of the squig, and I think a bigger base. Oops, get your arm in there, sunshine. A bigger base. So he's got a herding prod. And I've gone with what I think is kind of like a taser goad, I suppose. For my orc. You can have what looks like some pincer claws for this wee beastie. Right, so that's on. It does have a pistol that you need to put on. And again, the pistol's indented on the side that goes against the model, so drop some glue in there, and then that can go on his leg. Like so. And I'm going to glue the whip onto him, and I'm probably going to do that about here. Do that about there. So that's the whip in place. And now for the squig. Bingo. So there you go, there's your runt herd. Let's build a couple of Gretchen. Come back in a second. Horrible little buggers, evil vindictive little shits. but they are obviously fun in the fluff. Now, the Gretchen, you get 10 in the Runt Herd and Gretchen Sprue, and essentially you've got 3 which are pre-made like this. They're all monopose really, apart from one which has the torso here, and then you've got this set of arms that they can have, or this set of arms with a stick grenade, which is the one I'm going to go for. And then obviously 7 of them you can put different heads on. So making up the one with the stick grenade, that goes on there, then the arms can go on. So I suppose you could, if you so wished, pose him either kind of like with the stick grenade down like that, or him holding the stick grenade above his head like so, which is what I'm going to go for. And obviously just make sure that the shoulders are aligned. Front and rear. So there you go. I'm going for that, and I am going to use the head with the grinning head with the teeth. It kind of reminds me of a gremlin. So and just pop his head on. So there's that one done. So that's one, and then literally the other type, you've got several bodies like this where you just need to glue heads on. So this is the one I've prepared, and again, there you go, and stick in his head on like thus. You're kind of a bit limited with being able to turn the heads. So I think that's probably the best way. I think I'm going to be able to do that. But as I say, these are the Gretchen. You just put on whatever heads you want. So there is the potential for some variation, not much, but some. And yeah, how you do them is entirely up to you. All right, join me in the next video, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.